news from the Sultanate of Oman television. First, the headlines. His Excellency, the foreign ministers hold meetings with his GCC counterparts via video conference. Israeli occupation forces continue their escalation in Gaza and the West Bank, coinciding with the Israeli Prime Minister's visit to Washington. Washington confirms new talks will be held in Rome to advance the implementation of the framework agreement between Lebanon and Israel. Russia and Ukraine exchange attacks, and the United Nations warns of the conflict's impact on global energy and food supplies. Those were the headlines. Now for the news in detail. His Excellency Sayyid Badr bin Hamad Al Busaidi, Foreign Minister, held a consultative meeting today via video conference with Their Highnesses and Excellencies, the Foreign Ministers of the Gulf Cooperation Council countries. The ministers exchanged views on the latest regional developments, ongoing negotiations, and the efforts being made to advance them towards practical understandings that would help reduce tensions and strengthen the regional environment of security and stability. The meeting also discussed ways to enhance coordination and consultation among the GCC countries regarding issues related to the freedom and safety of navigation in the Strait of Hormuz in a manner that guarantees the rights of passage and transit and ensures the uninterrupted flow of shipping, trade, and supplies in accordance with the provisions of international law, while safeguarding the sovereign rights of all countries bordering the waters of the Gulf. The ministers emphasized on the importance of continuing joint efforts, prioritizing political and diplomatic approaches, and creating favorable conditions for building confidence and reaching solutions acceptable to all parties. The Palestinian Ministry of Health announced the death of 4 Palestinians and the injury of 14 others in an Israeli attack on the Gaza Strip. Meanwhile, the United Nations warned of the widening scope of the conflict and escalation in the West Bank as Israeli occupation forces continue to carry out raids and arrests in Palestinian villages and towns. UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres reiterated that all settlements have no legal validity and constitute a flagrant violation of international law. They also remain an obstacle to achieving the two-state solution and a just and lasting peace. U.S. President Donald Trump is scheduled to meet Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu today in Washington. The meeting is expected to focus on issues related to the peace process in the Gaza Strip, the implementation of the framework agreement brokered by the United States and signed by Israel and Lebanon last month, as well as developments in the U.S. conflict with Iran. This will be the 8th meeting between Netanyahu and Trump since the latter returned to the White House last year for a second term. The United States has confirmed that a new round of talks between Israel and Lebanon will be held in Rome from August 4th to 6th. A U.S. official in Washington said that the technical delegation meetings in Rome will focus on advancing the full implementation of the framework agreement signed between Lebanon and Israel, expanding the scope of the Pilot Areas Initiative, resolving all outstanding border issues, and drafting a comprehensive peace and security agreement. Under the agreement, the Lebanese army, following its deployment, is expected to prevent the presence of any armed groups operating outside the authority of the government security forces. This is intended to serve as a model for a gradual Israeli withdrawal from other areas. The United Nations warned that the conflict between Russia and Ukraine continues to disrupt global energy and food supplies. This came during an open briefing of the Nation Security Council on Ukraine amid ongoing clashes and exchanges on fire between Russian and Ukrainian forces. The Council held an open briefing on Ukraine yesterday, following attacks on 18th and 19th of July that Kyiv says were some of the largest since the war began. The UN Director for Peacebuilding Operations told the Council that the attacks by Russian forces have disrupted global energy and food supplies and raised alarm about the regional and global impacts of the war. Meanwhile, Russia's deputy ambassador told the Council that Moscow will not change course in the war nor sign any agreements that don't meet its needs. On the other hand, Ukraine's deputy ambassador told the Council that Ukraine could on its partners to put all efforts into real steps which will restore comprehensive, just and lasting peace. Spain is battling its worst wildfire crisis in years. Prime Minister Pedro Sanchez is urging the nation to unite behind the climate pledge, warning that denying the climate emergency leaves the country unprepared for disasters like this. Thousands of firefighters, backed by the military and water-dropping aircraft, are fighting massive blazes, including one near Avila, now Spain's largest wildfire on record, scorching over 500 square kilometers. Smoke has drifted as far as Madrid. Nearly 80,000 people have been evacuated, 30,000 more told to shelter in place, as a fourth heat wave brings temperatures past 40 degrees Celsius. French authorities ordered nearly 4,000 more people to evacuate today from tourist sites on the Atlantic coast as returning heat threatened firefighters' fragile hold on a vast wildfire west of Bordeaux. The blaze in the Gironde region has burned an area 4 times the size of Paris and forced 220,000 people to evacuate. Firefighters held the Gironde blaze in check through a calm night, bringing flare-ups near coastal dunes under control and keeping the burned area unchanged at 420 square kilometers. Authorities called the fire stabilizer not fixed, held for now, but still capable of breaking loose as temperatures rose and humidity fell. More than 1,160 square kilometers have burned across France this year, according to the Interior Ministry. The Sultanate of Oman continues to accelerate its steps towards digital transformation through the National Program for Artificial Intelligence and Advanced Digital Technologies. The program rests on 3 main pillars: expanding AI use across economic development sectors, localizing advanced technologies, and building national capabilities and establishing a governance framework from the safe and ethical use of AI, all aligned with Oman Vision 2040. Key initiatives include the National Open Data Platform, the National Center for Artificial Intelligence Research and Development, the AI Studio, the development of the Omani large language model Mu'in, and the establishment of the Center for the Fourth Industrial Revolution in partnership with the World Economic Forum. The program is also backed by new policies and legislation, including the National Policy for Safe and Ethical AI Use, the National Data Framework, and the Personal Data Protection Law. In education, plans include 3 to 6 AI labs across educational directorates, interactive AI classrooms, integration into curricula, and expanded technical training in healthcare. Oman airports today celebrated the arrival of Air Tanzania's direct service to Muscat, strengthening connectivity and creating fresh opportunities for tourism, trade, and investment. More details in the following report.
Oman airports today officially celebrated the launch of Air Tanzania's direct service between Dar es Salaam and Muscat, marking a new milestone in the long-standing partnership between the Sultanate of Oman and the United Republic of Tanzania. The new route is expected to boost tourism, trade, investments, and cultural exchange while supporting Oman Vision 2040 and Tanzania's expanding global air network.
We are in Oman Airport, delighted to participate in the inaugural flight of Air Tanzania to Muscat. Air Tanzania will have 3 flights a week to Muscat, and this will come in line with Oman Airport strategy to increase and enhance the connectivity between Muscat and the world.
A day after Air Tanzania's inaugural flight arrived in Muscat to a traditional water cannon salute, Oman Airports officially welcomed the airline as its newest international carrier. The ceremony brought together senior officials from Oman and Tanzania alongside the Tanzanian ambassador, executives from Oman Airports and Air Tanzania, and representatives from the aviation, tourism and business sectors. Operating 3 weekly Airbus A220 flights, the service establishes the first ever direct air link between Oman and Tanzania, reducing travel time and creating new opportunities for tourism, business, trade and investment. The route strengthens Muscat's position as a regional aviation hub under Oman Vision 2040, while supporting Tanzania's drive to expand international connectivity and promote its world-renowned tourism destinations.
This is a very important development for Air Tanzania and for the cooperation between Tanzania and Oman. This brings opportunity. We know that we have Oman Air, which flies between Tanzania and Oman, but now we are adding frequency of Air Tanzania between Tanzania and Oman. This will bring the Omanis to Tanzania for 2 things. First, for visiting friends and relatives, but at the same time for tourism. And there is a big opportunity for Omanis to come to Tanzania for tourism in different places, from Zanzibar all the way to the mainland, where there is a lot of cultural heritage of the Omanis who used to live there for many, many years.
I'm very honored to be here in Oman to tie the friendship between Tanzania and Oman and transportation, air transportation sector. That our President Dr. Samia Suluhu Hassan is always giving direction. And we, the parliament, we are checking for it, how the government is doing the direction of the president, that to tie the friendship and open the market of Tanzania by investment, tourism sector, and welcome tourist people from different countries.
The new service also builds on the centuries-old relationship between Oman and Tanzania, transforming a shared maritime heritage into stronger economic cooperation. During the first half of this year, Tanzania welcomed more than 29,000 visitors from Oman, with a new route expected to further boost tourism and business between the 2 countries. As Air Tanzania begins regular flights between Dar es Salaam and Muscat, the new service becomes more than an air link. It is a bridge connecting 2 nations with a shared history and a shared vision for greater prosperity. As Oman Airports officially welcomes Air Tanzania to Muscat International Airport, the new direct route stands as a symbol of growing partnership between the Sultanate of Oman and the United Republic of Tanzania. More than just an air link, it opens new opportunities for tourism, trade, investments and cultural exchange, while bringing the people of the 2 friendly nations closer than ever before. Abdullah bin Ahmed Al-Rubi'i, Sultanate of Oman Television, Muscat International Airport, Muscat.
After more than a decade of research, development and propagation, the Kairoun Herti farm, under the auspices of the Royal Court Affairs, has successfully cultivated cocoa in the Sultanate of Oman. Native to tropical climates, the evergreen cocoa tree requires careful attention at every stage of its growth. Its colorful pods grow directly from the trunk, gradually changing colors as they ripen. Once harvested, cocoa is transformed into a valuable raw material used in a wide range of industries, from chocolate production to pharmaceuticals, certain cosmetics, while its outer husk is recycled as organic fertilizer, supporting sustainable agricultural practices. This is the Sultanate of Oman Television. Before we end tonight's bulletin, here are the main points once again. His Excellency, the Foreign Minister, holds meetings with his GCC counterparts via video conference. Israeli occupation forces continue their escalation in Gaza and the West Bank, coinciding with the Israeli Prime Minister's visit to Washington. Washington confirms new talks will be held in Rome to advance the implementation of the framework agreement between Lebanon and Israel. Russia and Ukraine exchange attacks, and the United Nations warns of the conflict's impact on global energy and food supplies. With that, we come to the end of tonight's bulletin. From all of us here at the newsroom and the studios, it's a good night.